President Trump may not be on the debate stage tonight, but he is certainly going to come up. As we have reported, the former New York mayor, Mike Bloomberg, and the president have been taking jabs at each other in recent weeks. Both candidates are wealthy New Yorkers, but they have very different approaches to regulating Wall Street. Two recent Axios articles examines their various approaches. So Axios chief financial correspondent Felix Salmon wrote those articles and joins me now to talk more about how Wall Street is responding to the two candidacies. All right, so let us start, Felix, with President Trump. He's big on loosening regulations, and that's exactly what he did when it came to the banks. What has that meant for Wall Street?
So the biggest thing he did was the tax cut, which is something which increased profits at the big banks by billions of dollars. And so they're super happy about that. He also basically took all of the teeth out of Elizabeth Warren's Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, so they're not enforcing the kind of consumer-friendly behavior that the Obama administration was enforcing after that came into place. And there are other smaller deregulatory actions that he's made. The main message, though, coming from his people at the SEC and from all of his regulatory appointments is, you guys just go ahead and do whatever you want. It's going to be okay. And what we saw last week was the strongest way in which that message was sent came from the pardon of Mike Milken, who was this junk. He basically invented junk bonds. He became this millionaire by selling, debt with a high probability of default. And then he went to prison, and now he got pardoned by Trump. And Trump is basically sending a message to Wall Street there saying, you guys just go out. It's the Wild West. Make as much money as you want.
All right. So let's talk about Mike Bloomberg then. He proposed a financial reform policy that could cost Wall Street trillions of dollars. Walk us through what he's proposing and Wall Street's reaction.
So what he's proposing is a whole long shopping list of things. He wants to put the teeth back into the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. He wants to impose a financial transactions tax, which would mean all of the high-frequency traders basically go out of business. He wants to, most importantly, I think, increase what's known as the capital ratios for banks. And this is an incredibly complicated and wonky thing, but it's hugely important. It basically means this is his way of ending too big to fail. This is his way of saying no matter how big you are, you're going to have so much capital, you're going to have so much money on your balance sheet that, bad loans or anything else can't force the government to come in and save you. And that would cost the banks trillions of dollars, and not just the banks, it would cause borrowers trillions of dollars in higher lending costs because the interest rate on loans would go up. But the idea is that all of this is worth it, at least, because the probability of financial crises would be greatly reduced. And so that's the official Bloomberg plan. We have recently been hearing headlines about how Mike Bloomberg himself didn't necessarily always feel this way. He's made all of his money from Wall Street, basically.
Yeah.
He's very close to bankers. And I think there was a point in the past where he was much friendlier to bankers and didn't want that kind of aggressive regulation. But now, as a candidate, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to ask you, because I was thinking, well, this guy made his money in finance. So he probably benefited from loosened regulations. So then I'm wondering, how is Wall Street taking his proposed policy changes should he win? I mean, do they believe him?
No. I don't think they do. I think that right now they don't believe he's going to become president, and they believe that if he becomes president, these kind of changes couldn't really get through Congress, and probably somewhere along the line, Mike Bloomberg, with a limited amount of political capital, would spend less of his political capital on that kind of thing and more on, I don't know, gun control or something that he feels more strongly about. So I feel that Wall Street really, really hates these ideas as ideas, and it hates them when they come from someone like Elizabeth Warren because she cares about them deeply and would put a lot of effort into implementing them. In the case of Bloomberg, I don't think that Wall Street really fears that he would try very hard to make this happen.
Very interesting, Felix. Thank you so much.
Thank you.